It's opening.
Good evening, everyone. It is October 1st. Can't believe it's October already, but we are ready to go. Yesterday, too bad it didn't fall, but yesterday was International Podcast Day, so we are going to celebrate tonight. We have an awesome show for you tonight. A little redundant, all right. And so yeah, last week we ended up missing out on our guest, but we had a great show anyways. And we get your comments and your questions, and hoping tonight we'll have a good discussion because we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. So yeah, there's that. And as always, if you're watching on Google Plus, you can hit the little Q&A button and ask a question or leave a comment, and we can see it pop up if you got something to ask. But more importantly, head over to gunchannels.com. and hit up the chat room there. We're all on the chat room. You can leave your comments. You can check it out. You can give us your information, whatever you want to do. We're all on there. So send us funny stuff. Send pictures of your boobs or something cool. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Tonight, let's see. That's it. If you're watching on YouTube, one of us is usually watching the YouTube comments as well. So. Tonight's guest we have with us Brian from Forsaken Blade Works, and we're excited to get to Brian in just a moment here. As with a new month, we have a new great set of sponsors. So we would love to thank our awesome sponsors, 1776 United and Cantu Bruner Designs, who make some awesome pens. So check those two guys out, and we once again have our good buddy Keybar sponsor as well. So most all of us have a Keybar. You need to check them out and stop your noise. So keybar.us, check out 1776 United and Cantu Bruner Designs. So as always, I got my crazy co-host, Mr. Andy. How's it going?
Hello, Earth.
And Erica, how are you tonight?
Very good. Could you do me a huge favor? Can you tilt your camera because your lower thirds is right over your mouth?
Sure.
And thank you. There. Oh, okay, now I can see your pretty face.
A little better?
Yeah.
I had it up today because I'll show a little bit of the video later on in the show, but I had it up today because I was doing the video on dry fire.
It's much better now. So good evening.
Well, yes, good evening. And Glenn and Leah, how are you guys tonight?
Hey guys, we're good.
Doing
I'm
good.
good. I can't really speak for you.
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
You're so snarky.
Sorry.
That's fine. So yeah, what everybody do this week? Did you guys have a good time, or what's been going on?
I went. Oh, who are we talking to? Like, are we just?
Erica, I already know what you did. Andy,
Oh, okay.
What did you do this week?
I went to New York Firearm Appreciation Month event that they had out in Ontario Rod and Gun.
I heard you were there. I must have missed you. I didn't see you there.
I actually saw some dude walking around with a sign that says Andy's in charge.
Oh God, yeah, that was great. I have no affiliation really with that, but all of a sudden I was in charge of everything.
You're the only grown adult in the group.
It was a good time though. We had some good people show up. We made some money.
We did have a good time.
Well,
What did we must have went through a
website-
good amount of 50 cal, didn't we?
Not too much actually. I don't think. I used my box, and I think I used one of your boxes, and that was it.
All right, not too bad.
10 rounds, maybe.
I saw your wife finally got to shoot the 50 cal though, Andy.
Yep, she shot the 50 and the suppressed 308. She's happy now. Happier.
Yay.
Yeah, she wanted to be the first, but oh well.
Like the first in history.
Well, the first woman to ever.
Ever.
Ever shoot a 50 cal.
Have you shot a 50?
I don't think so.
No, you know when you shoot a 50.
Oh well, that's cool. And so yeah, let's get right to it. Erica, you wanted to tell us a little about some awesome article you found.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. So there's little leakings here and there. That sounds gross now that I say that. But have Egyptologists found Nefertiti's tomb? Okay, so this has been going on. There's been little clips about it here and there since about August. But they might have possibly found her tomb. So what we are hearing is that there is basically in King Tutankhamun's tomb, the big thing about his tomb is that when they found it, it was basically untouched. There were all these treasures in there, and that's why his tomb and he is so famous. But he's kind of seen as a minor king, a minor ruler. But his tomb was very, very tiny. It doesn't compare to his other predecessors in the Valley of the Kings. All of their tombs are large. There wasn't as much in there because grave robbers have gotten to those tombs and everything, but his was very small. So what you see is one of the back walls in his tomb is once again covered with hieroglyphics, but they've been doing scans of it, and when you take away all of the drawings, you can see that there's basically like cracks where a wall was erected. So they're thinking that this could be Queen Nefertiti's final resting place. The whole thing about Queen Nefertiti is that there's only one bust, that one very famous likeness of her. She basically disappeared without a trace 3,000 years ago. So this could be, if this is really her tomb, this could be a huge, huge find. It could probably even eclipse King Tutankhamun's tomb. But the other thing that even if they don't find that it's her, it could be King Tutankhamun's actual mother, and I believe her name was Kia. It's spelled Kia. So either way, it could be big, but it would be really awesome to find Nefertiti because literally she was this huge influence and then literally gone. So some of the things that they were guessing is like, well, did she just die, or was she given a new name and she became a co-reigner with her husband, King? Was he Akhenaten or Akhenaten?
Yeah.
It's not
He was nothing.
So
Akhenaten? Yeah.
Akhenaten or
something like that.
yeah. So they're not
more
sure if.
importantly, what would your stripper name be?
Oh, I would definitely pick Nefertiti. Nefertiti would be my stripper name. Yeah, that would be good. But so they might have found her tomb. They're not sure yet. They're still doing scans, and then they're going to look on how to actually try and get into this other wall because they want to preserve King Tut's tomb, but they want to get behind that wall. So big things. I think that's exciting. I love Egypt.
You're a big.
And I am. I'm a huge. I'm fascinated with history of Egypt and stuff like that, so that's fine. I'm a dork.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Next.
Next. So, anybody see that sweet picture of Glenn and I rocking the Tech 9 on Instagram? If you did see that, lucky you, because what you probably didn't see is the backstory from that.
Yeah, your day was better after you saw it, though.
Yeah. After I posted this dude from Instagram messages me on the direct message, and I screenshotted it and put it on Facebook because I hadn't blocked him on Instagram yet. I really should have reposted it on Instagram, but I was a little nervous. My Instagram is public, and but my Facebook isn't. So anyway, it's this dude. If I can bring it up here, I would like to read it exactly. Which the way I'm going to read this is actually kind of going to be like a new segment that Leah's going to do soon.
That's interesting. Okay, we haven't even found out about this.
Okay,
It's a new
cool.
segment.
So, this dude, first of all, his name is COD.KB. And the first thing I think of is something to do with Call of Duty. Maybe. So he goes, "You selling straps?" And I go, "Selling what?" And he goes, "Guns." And I go, "Straps for guns? Like a sling?" He goes, "Straps, guns, you selling them?" M, selling M. And I say, "No." And that was it. So then it sounds harmless enough, but so I reposted the screenshot, and after 150 likes and like 80 comments, there's now all kinds of memes of people putting up pictures of like toe straps and hilarious stuff, which is funny. But so that's where the background of the picture of Glenn and I in the car with the Tech 9 and the Band-Aid. So yeah, that's what I'd like to rant about here is Eric and I, we were driving through the quote-unquote ghetto the other day, and we were discussing this. Now, I guess this is somewhat appropriate maybe to some of the tragic things that happened today, but what I'd like to say is this is exactly how guns get into the hands of bad people. So they spend all this time making these laws and regulations and hoops to jump through for legal gun owners. And this is what you need to address. You need to go after the people that are like this, that are finding these guns and getting them in the street. Because if I wasn't a good person and I needed some quick money, I mean, who's to say that somebody else wouldn't have come along and sold them something? What are your thoughts on that, you guys?
I think the thing that we
sit in the room. Go ahead, Eric.
the thing that I guess started this for us is that while we were driving, we actually got a phone call. Do you remember the phone call, Mike? Was that just me that was in the car?
From the state police?
Yeah.
Yeah, because our good friend Mike from X8 Tactical had pushed this to the right people, so we got it to the right people. And we were able to let them know what it was, and they can follow up on it. It's as far as we can take it.
Yeah, but at least it was. But without that, would you have known to go and say something?
No, and that's the thing. There's no information out there for people to. If you do see something like this, if I didn't know someone personally, or we didn't do a ton of work with law enforcement, where would somebody go with this?
Exactly, and that's where this stemmed for us and everything is like, if he hadn't contacted us, if we hadn't known Mike or some other officers and stuff like that, it just would have been like, no, okay, forget about it. We made a funny meme and That's it. So why isn't there information for the common person? There's that whole see something, say something. Who do I say it to?
Words to throwing your neighbor under the bus for illegal firearms.
Yeah, well, instead of being like, oh, hey, your neighbor who's done all the paperwork, who has legally gone through the steps, jumped through the hoops, get him. But don't try, that's who they're targeting with that stuff. They're not trying to target, this illegal stuff. Or like there were some other incidents that we were talking about the other day, very similar things.
Yeah. The thing I thought was ridiculous was I don't think he came up with that himself. He's either tried that and it's worked, or he knows somebody who's tried it and it's worked.
Yeah, I mean, at first everybody thought it was like undercover or somebody trying to get it, but like a few people went and looked up this guy on Instagram, and it looks like a kid, like a 20-year-old or something, and but you're absolutely right, Glenn. He must have either tried this before or knows somebody who did. Andy, what are your thoughts?
I it's just as hard for them to get it as it is for us to get it, which sucks. I mean, no, it's actually easier for them to get it than it is for us.
Sure.
I mean, I've had people come up and want to buy something. They ask, what's the process of buying a firearm? And I tell them the whole process, at least in New York, how to go about doing it. And they're like, man, that's a pain in the ass. What if I need one now? I'm like, well, then you have to vote differently. But if someone wanted to just get one, not legally, I mean, it's that easy. I mean, he sends you a message, no, you don't do it, so he'll go downtown and buy one. I mean, it's
right.
that,
Or he'll go to the next place.
What was that, Mike?
He'll message enough people on Instagram until somebody says yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's important for people to address this and sort of dwell on it, because this is where we need to spend our money. This is where true gun reform, I guess, true gun control or gun safety needs to stem from, is stopping stuff like this.
Well, it's like the guys that go into any big box store or any gun store and get denied on a sale. They just committed a felony, and nobody goes after them.
Committed a felony how?
Or not a felony, sorry, a misdemeanor fraud by lying on the form and getting denied.
I had to deal with that once.
By saying,
yeah. Right, whatever they checked on the box that was wrong, that they still got denied because of a background check, they just committed misdemeanor fraud. And
I think we
go
had
after less than 3% of those people.
The FBI showed up at our shop for that. They've never done that for you, Glenn?
I've done it, but I've literally, in my 5 years of selling guns, I've probably had well over 200 forms that I've signed myself that were denied by background checks. I've had one time where the police asked me for a statement.
Wow.
Yeah, we had one where it was like an ongoing domestic, claim of domestic abuse or something. So, and I feel bad for the guy who had this happen to him, because it seemed like he truly didn't understand the question. So in that respect, I feel bad, but whatever.
No, I've had, like I said, I've probably had 100, 200 forms where the background check denied, and I've only had to make a statement one time, and and one other time the police were involved. And I think if you look at the stats, the last stat I remember was they arrest less than 3% of those people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And those are the people that they just got denied at Walmart or Gander Mountain or Field & Stream or any other gun store, and they're going to go to the city and buy one. But if you arrest them before they do that, that's crime prevention.
Right, or they'll go down to the next store.
Yeah.
I feel like those same type of people will try it at every store, or they'll try those little mom and pop shops until somebody is doing their job enough.
Yeah, or they figure out how to answer the questions the right way.
Right.
And that's why I've made it a habit of mine is when I get someone that answers one of those questions incorrectly and they're denied, I call the nearest gun shop and let them know.
Oh, that's smart.
Because people do that. They'll go to every gun shop down the road until they figure out the right mix of questions, right way to answer it.
Yeah.
You all right tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I'm just tired. It's trying to read through some things. I'm a little behind on sending my links to everybody. Having the flu, or like precursor to the flu, it sucks because it's like on and off. And I had an awesome drink of the week for tonight called the IPA Fizz, that made with this awesome cask mates, and an IPA beer, which I was excited to make a beer cocktail. But so instead I'm drinking tea. Sorry everyone, I'm not going hard in the paint tonight. But yeah, so I guess it's dawning on me too, and I suppose we can talk about it. Glenn and I actually, we were on our way down to the local gun shop this morning to drop off a product to a friend of ours, and we showed up and there's like 5 sheriffs and a couple state troopers there, and one guy, the one at the end, waves to us as we're pulling in, And we're like, all right. And they had called us and told us something was going on. We half expected that it was like somebody got in an car accident in the front, so we needed to avoid some stuff. So when we got there, the guys came out and met us, and you know, just the look of sheer, I don't know, Glenn, like confusion. I don't even know. Like it was almost like flabbergastedness.
They were still high on adrenaline. They were still running 1,000 miles an hour. They hadn't even processed it yet.
Yeah. So basically, what we found out that happened was a gentleman came in, rented a firearm, proceeded to go into the range and shot himself in the face, committing suicide. That's the long and the short of it, as far as we know. There's a few more like details that really, aren't even really important. But regardless, it's been a rough day, I suppose. I mean, I'm sure it's been a rough day for those guys. I can't even imagine what they've had to go through start to finish for the day today. But I can't imagine it being pretty easy. I don't know if you've heard anything else about it, Glenn, since we went down this morning.
No, I mean, we got there, and when we rolled up, they told us it had been less than an hour that it happened, so the police had probably only been there for 45 minutes. So we were there right after. But the guys, they were all still amped up on adrenaline, not really processing it yet, and they were making statements to all the troopers and everything. The only thing I've heard since then is just kind of through the rumor mill stuff. I kind of wanted to keep it to myself until they started talking about it online, but they're really going to have to. It's going to be a tough couple days for them, probably.
Definitely, and I think one of the guys might be listening tonight to the show. He's a big supporter of ours, and we're a big supporter of those guys. So. I'll be the first to put it out there that if they need anything, I'm sure any one of us here on the show will do what we can to help them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on the local forums, the one thing that you can do to help is spend your money at their shop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're a great little shop.
Yep.
We don't want any repercussions for this guy's action against the owners of this place, so we're there to support them. It's a shitty thing to do, to kill yourself at someone else's place.
Yeah, it's almost Glenn, you put it pretty good, that it's almost it's poor taste or rude of the guy.
It's rude and selfish.
It's selfish. That's what it is.
It's really selfish. Somebody else has got to clean up after him, and he put 7 people through a pretty crappy day, and it's probably not going to end at the end of today.
No, it's going to be quite a long endeavor that they're going to have to go through, I'm sure. So.
Do you know anything else, like, not to be like, like a heartless bitch, or were there other people in the range when this happened?
There was a married couple shooting at the other end of the base. It's for the people online. This local shop has a small, 7 or 8 bay indoor range.
Yep.
And there was a married couple at one end of the range shooting, and this gentleman, who had apparently fired at the range before, they had never had any issues with him, came in, rented a firearm, went down to the far end of the range, and proceeded to do what he did while this couple was down at the other end. So they were actually the first ones there. And then they ran out, and the owner of the shop was actually with him within probably 30 seconds trying to provide aid.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so... The owner and general manager were there within 30 seconds, and the rest of the employees also were on their game. They kind of explained what happened, and they handled it as best they could have.
Yeah, so best of luck to everybody over there. And like I said, if y'all need anything from any of us on the show, even if it's just to keep the positive promotion, we're here for you guys. So. Now that we've gotten through 2 Debbie Downers, I'm sure we're going to get to the other one, that the school shooting, later on in the show. But let's change gears here, and let's head over and talk to Brian a little bit. So on with us tonight is Brian from Forsaken Blade Works. Now, if you don't know Brian or haven't been following his feed on Instagram, you're wrong. He's got some awesome stuff to show off. So why don't you give us a little bit of a background of your company and how you got into it? And I got a bunch of questions for you, and we'll go from there.
Thanks for having me. I got about 2 years in knife making. I started because I got a bunch of buddies that are military and police, and we messed around a few times and made some shivs, and they started getting a little better slowly, and it just took off from there. And my wife encouraged me to do the social media thing. I never did it prior to this, and it started to take off too quickly, and I just proceeded to go from there. Demand got greater, and I had to start moving faster.
What made you get into like the knives versus like the tool market is big right now, or guns, you know, or I'm assuming you're into firearms in some way.
Yeah.
So what made you go towards knives? You like just a desire to tinker?
Yeah, just I've always been handy, and I had a few buddies that were messing around with it before I did, and then we got together, started doing it, and I just became obsessed. Started reading books, getting on forums, just doing a ton of research, trying to get better.
That's cool. So what's involved start to finish? Are you getting blanks cut and then you're doing all the grinding yourself?
When I like our base models, like we have a couple base models, like a Scout Fighter Undertow. Those are all similar sizes, so I get those water jetted. But the ones I don't sell too many of, I cut out myself out of bar stock.
Oh, very cool. How long would you say it takes, start to finish, on one of your production knives?
It can be anywhere from 8 to 24 hours, depending on the detail that they want and how customized they want it. Right. I just finished a knife that I've been working on for over a year, an hour here and there.
How do you said you had a couple you can show for any of you watching live right now. Brian's going to show some knives here. If you're listening on iTunes or listening to our replay, check out the website. Is website just ForsakenBladeworks.com?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, cool. So make sure you check out the website, or we'll have Leah post maybe some of the pictures or screenshots onto our Facebook.
So this one here is the Scout Fighter. It's a multi-grind. It's a hollow grind and a flat grind tip. This one is sold. That's my new maker's mark. It's just a solid form of our logo.
That's very cool.
That one came out really nice. This is a one-off I did. I don't have a name for it. It's just a Persian with a C-Tech scales with some copper liners. This one came out pretty nice. That one's about to ship to the owner.
Yeah, that's cool. I think, was that one of the ones you posted up the picture of you've been working on?
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, there's a few pictures of it on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
I got the Undertow. This is one of our most popular ones. It's a multi-directional carbon fiber scales. You have one of the earliest ones.
Yep. Yeah, I think Andy's got it right now.
So that's a hollow grind cutting edge, and then the tip is flat to give it the curve on the bevel.
That's cool. Are you using? Are those chainring bolts?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they look cool. I love that look on a knife. Those, instead of like your typical just, like your regular bolt and spacer.
Yeah, I like big, heavy hardware.
Yeah, cool.
A couple more. This is another popular one. This is our biggest. It's called a line killer. It's about 12 inches, all blacked out. There's no edge on this one yet.
Andy, you're a big fan of 12 inches all blacked out, right?
I love the 12-inch.
And here's the last one I got. Blacked out. This one's a Poon Hunter.
That's cool.
Did you say Poon Hunter?
What did I say?
Or Coon Hunter?
Poon.
Poon. Nice.
What are the coatings you're using on them?
All Cerakote.
Cerakote.
I only do Cerakote upon request. Most of it's stone washed or satin finish.
Oh, all right, that's very cool. What kind of price ranges are people expecting on those?
The ones that are like 6.5 inches, these are all around 200 to 300. The Lion Killer, the one that comes with the sheath, this is all around 300, 350.
Not bad for coming with a sheath and the carbon fiber scales and everything.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into them too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this one has a tech lock on it. This one's pretty cool. That's a cactus scale.
That's cool.
Really popular stuff from a guy named Travis. He's on Instagram too.
Oh, cool. Now, Andy said you started doing some work with semiconductor stuff as well.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but I made a few knucks out of it. It's a really impressive material to work with.
Is it hard to work with, or
It gets incredibly hot when you work with it.
really
Yeah.
just an easy heat transfer?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's
Yeah, I
supposed
guess
to be.
Supposed to be good at that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was made for, a failed space project, and it'll burn you up if you don't cool it.
Oh, that's interesting for sure. What's in the future then for you? You got some new. You're gonna stay sort of the custom side, or try and get to a point where you can make a production level?
Yeah, we're gonna try and do some production stuff just so I can. It's just me right now, part time, so it's kind of hard. I feel bad not being able to get as much as I can out there. So we're gonna work on getting some production models done so I can bang those out quick and get them to the people that want them.
Cool. We got a comment from Joe Salvador, says, when will the Poon Hunter be back in stock?
As soon as I can, man. I can't really give time for being that I am part time, but I'll
Right.
do my best.
That's cool. And we got a comment from Mike Ratowski, also says, I'm pumped to see my undertow you're doing for me.
That was his that I showed.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Mike's been a big listener of ours for a while, so
That's his second knife for me. He's a good dude.
that's awesome. Yeah, well, it's actually cool that we can sort of make that connection. Well, that's cool. Well, I'm glad to see, like, sort of that's the way. What kind of materials are you using for your blades?
D2 is one of my favorite just for its toughness.
Sure.
For the stonewash stuff and satin finishes, I'm leaning more towards like CPMs, the stainless.
Yeah,
if they're gonna pay all that money, I'm gonna try and make sure it's not gonna corrode.
yeah, that's sort of a good thing. The D2 is good, but that you do have to worry about it rusting on the edge,
Yeah, it's just mean stuff that holds an edge forever.
Right. Now, have you worked with any like real high-end stuff like titanium, or you just kind of stick to the harder steels?
I'm dabbling in titanium. I've never made full knives. I mean, liners and stuff.
Right.
Eventually, when I get in folders or flippers or frame locks, I'll dabble more into that. But I want to pay homage to the fixed blades first before we dip into the folders.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Folders are cool, but it's like a different personality than the fixed blade.
Different.
I think the fixed blades are cool, and I think you see a lot of the designer in the fixed blade where you may not see it in a folder.
Yeah.
So, Andy, you got any questions for Brian? I know you've been playing with the OG undertow and the knuck for a while.
I have been. I was looking at the Scout Fighter. I really like that. It gives a little like a Mick Strider kind of inspiration on that grind. The grind is sick, by the way.
Thank you.
The 3 grinds is sick. Do you use what do you use for grinding right now?
I use a fear grinder. He's a smaller guy, but he puts out a really nice grinder.
Yeah. No, I like the stuff. It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so for anybody interested, head over to ForsakenBladeworks.com, and that's with the S at the end, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. And spelled normally, W-O-R-K, right? Did I spell that right?
Forsaken.
Yeah. Forsaken bladeworks.com. And you can check out a bunch of his knives. He's got a Facebook page you can head over and like. We'll put all these links on our Facebook and on the gun channels as well. It looks like you got an awesome trucker hat, so I'm gonna need an OG trucker hat to wear around as well.
Sounds good.
But yeah, so great patches, great everything. And Brian's had a great presence on Instagram at Forsaken Blade Works, and that's really where you see a lot of these guys get promotion. And I think that's why I first contacted you, Brian, back in the day, because it's like sometimes you come across just a guy that's got some awesome looking knives, but really aren't getting the promotion they need to get. So I enjoy helping out people like that, and I like to see. I've almost been watching, your following grow, which is awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to talk knives? Email through your website or on Instagram?
Probably email is the best. I do my best. I'm not the fastest, but I try to respond to everything.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you being on the show, and stick around if you want to help us go through all our craziness, and we may see more questions pop up as we actually got one more. For the home builder, would you start with D2 or CPM 154?
I wouldn't waste my money on the CPM. I would make my mistakes on some high carbon stuff like 1095.
Yeah, 1095 seems to be pretty forgiving, even playing in the stuff we do.
I wouldn't destroy some CPM.
That's cool. Well, if we see any more questions pop up, we'll tell them. If you guys are on the gun channels and have questions for Brian, let us know. Otherwise, we will. If you got to go, Brian, just let us know, and we'll plug your stuff, and we'll plug it again before the end of the show.
I'm gonna hang out for a minute.
All right, cool. Well, thank you again for coming on and telling us a little about what you do. I think I think people like to get an insight on some of the artists and what they do.
I appreciate it.
Cool. So that brings us to our guns and gear. And Andy, what do you got to talk about? Headphones?
Yeah, we're doing gear. I mean, it's not always about the guns and knives, is it? We do the tech stuff too. I was browsing and I found these. I don't know, Glenn. Did you ever use the bone conducting microphones or anything like that in the military?
Oh, the ones that like go off your jawbone.
Yeah.
I didn't personally, but I saw them a few times.
It's because they sucked.
Oh, really? Okay. I saw the throat mics. The Germans had the throat mics.
Yeah, the throat mics suck. The bone conducting, they all sucked. But I was cruising the interwebs and I found a new headset, and it's the Blues 2S, BLUEZ 2S. It's a bone conducting headphone. The write-up on it was pretty cool. I want to kind of try it out. They said it's a different sensation. You don't get the basses as you do with the in-the-ear headphones. But one thing that caught my attention was you get your situational awareness while you're wearing them. So you have your music or your podcast, and you also have nothing in your ears, so you can hear what's going on around you. I thought that was kind of cool, and I'd like to check those out. What I did get for my birthday last week from my beautiful wife was the LG Tone Bluetooth headset, and these things are really cool. They have the little headphone on a lanyard that comes in and out, and they're not noise canceling, but boy, do they seem like they cancel just about everything.
Those go into your ears?
Yeah, it goes around your neck. It's like kind of like a dog collar, very skinny, water resistant. These are the active, so they're supposed to be waterproof. And then the little string comes out, goes right up in your ear. It's the fastest connecting Bluetooth that I've had to my phone, and it lasts like 18 days on standby and like 36 hours of music. So I'm trying those out. They're pretty cool. They're pricey. They were like $130, I think.
I think anything wireless though is right around there. Any of the
more now they're like $40.
Really?
Yeah, you can get Bluetooth stuff from China for like $30-40.
Oh, but you're not going to get like the higher quality.
Yeah, this is the higher end.
Oh no, if you want stuff that works.
Right.
Yeah. But I'd like to try these. I mean, if you crank up the volume on the bone conductors, other people around you are going to hear it. So you have to be aware of that if you're going to be an asshole that's got a boom box on his head.
Yeah,
But if you're
but
out
if you're
running
if, say, for
bicycle on a
running,
motorcycle, I think they'd be great, like built in a motorcycle.
I mean, it sounds like it'd be good for like running and exercising, or like riding your bike, where you really want to be able to hear traffic and stuff like that.
Right.
On the mountain bikes.
Or on the motorcycles.
The mountain unicycles.
Yeah, so I was in Ohio, and I was riding my motorcycle without my helmet, and my mother was driving behind me named Mike. Put your helmet on. You're going too fast. What are you doing? Put your helmet on. Yeah, I like Ohio with a no helmet law.
Yeah, everything ends up on the
He
ground.
really yelled at me. Are you going to put your helmet on?
I was concerned for your life.
He only did it out of caring.
All right, that's all I got for my gear.
All right. Well, I have a shameless plug to give. Shout out to my guy Left Hand over from Talking Lead. He says he's gonna miss us this weekend, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So Andy can yell at me some more, make me feel bad.
I'm afraid of the rain.
Glenn, what do you got for gear tonight?
I got.
Andy?
Well, some of you may have seen the video Andy put up on the Crash and Burn YouTube page of me running a scout rifle at the New York firearms event. So I run the standard Ruger Scout rifle, but one of the differences I do is I run an Alpha Industries AICS pattern magazine instead of the factory magazines. Basically, the difference between this and the factory mag is a semi-double stack magazine, so it's about 3 inches shorter than the standard magazine. They also don't rattle around, and they feed, and the gun runs a lot smoother with this magazine. I've never had any problems with anything magazine related ever since I switched over to these mags. They're not cheap, but they're all metal construction, all made in the U.S. by a small little company, and they make a rock solid product and they stand behind it. So I just wanted to give those guys a shout out. Plus, you could go over to our YouTube page and watch a sweet video of me running a kind of a mini 3-gun course with just a rifle, running a bolt action up against a bunch of guys with ARs.
How much do those mags run?
I had it pulled up earlier. Let me hold the webpage up. You can get them right on their website, Alpha Industries. It's Alpha INDMFG .com. And this is the Type 2 magazine because they make a bunch of different magazines for different stuff. But the Type 2 is what you want if you run it off the Scout rifle. And they run $68 a pop, so they are not cheap. But they are top quality, indestructible magazines.
Does your wife know how much your magazines cost?
No.
She does now.
No, they are rock solid, indestructible. And as Mike can probably tell you, magazines cause more problems with rifles than anything else.
Absolutely.
And
So
you
that's-
also have to fill them all the way to make them shoot.
That was awesome.
If you only put 4 in it, you're only going to get 4 shots out of it, I think.
Yeah, and it's something like if you don't load the second one all the way, you run out of rounds.
Yeah. That happened to Glenn, by the way.
Yeah.
Did.
So that's what I got this week.
Cool. Well, I've got an update on Project G43, so I brought it and made it clear because I've been carrying it now. So here you go, everyone. Fancy. This is finally done, I think. I've got at least probably one last thing to do, and that's what I'd like to do is paint the back of the front sight with some red paint. I shot a text over to my my good friend Chris Fry from NDTS Training and asked, because he's where I got the idea from, and he suggested to use Sharpie paint marker. So I'm going to have to look for one. But I'd like to get the rest of your guys' opinion on it. Should I do paint the serrations red? Should I do should I do them like a bright neon green or a yellow? He suggested some of the new Amerigo sights in yellow are nice too, but I don't want to change the sights again. It was kind of a pain in the butt. I'd like to stick with this and just put some paint on it and sort of run it for right now and see how I like a non-tritium sight. Everything else I've carried has had a tritium sight. So, anyways, for those of you who haven't been following the project, before I go back to talking about the sight color, the whole slide was machined. 45-degree angles. We did the cut at the top. We did those. And then lately, the biggest project has been doing the grip. So Andy brought me over his soldering irons and said, have at it. And basically told me later on, he's like, I really did think you could do it. And I was like, thanks, Andy. But I was really happy with the way this came out. The latest addition is these little U-cuts at the bottom for when you put your mag in. If you ever have to rip the magazine out, you get a little more leverage right in those two cuts. On here, I've got an awesome trigger you can see. That's the SSVI trigger from my guy Damon. And this is really an awesome trigger. It feels great. And I haven't even put the Ghost connector in yet, which is going to drop the weight of the trigger down to about 3 pounds. Right now, it feels like, I don't know, Glenn, you and Andy have both dry-fired it. It feels like close 6 to 7 to me.
Yeah, it's definitely heavier than the 5.5 it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's crisp and it feels good. And the fact that
it's just heavy.
Actually shoot a Glock is awesome. So that's props to the trigger.
Yeah, I would like to give props to the trigger. People with 9 3/4 fingers can even use it. Nub can use it.
Yeah, it's definitely the trigger feels good. It's just a little heavy, and that Ghost is gonna really solve that problem.
Yeah, it's just gonna lighten it slightly. And I bought the Ghost connector that's tunable. So you kind of just take a Dremel and tune it to exactly where you want it, which is cool. So we'll spend a little bit of time on that maybe this weekend and get it running it right. But overall, I've been shooting this. I just uploaded a video, which I will share to the world at the end of the show, about dry firing with this and using one of the holsters that our good friend Mike from M3 Tactical Kydex sent me to use and try out. My first Kydex appendix holster, actually, that has a mag and everything. It's quite an interesting combo. So for those of you guys, I figured you'd be interested. The barrel ended up being a polished instead of Cerakote, but it still got the cool dimples. And yeah, if you guys see me out at anything and you want to shoot it, just let me know. And check out the plug for the All-Star Tactical backplate. That's what I got for guns and gear tonight.
His is way more cool than mine.
It probably would have cost a lot more than your mag, though.
yeah, it would have.
Anybody else have any gear?
Erica?
No.
No gears?
No, sorry. I've ran out of the gears. You know, I did get a little mail thing the other day from Vanna and Always Outnumbered and Brandon. Mike got me. Yeah. Did you get me those? Mike got me the patches and everything.
I did.
I don't even have them here. But you know what? I do need something to put
you took
them
a picture
onto. I did. I took a picture and I was gonna put it up on Instagram and be like, cool, look what I got. These are awesome. And then I literally had a squirrel moment and went on with my day. Whoops. But I need something to put them on. Like, I wish I had a Velcro or like a little patch panel on my dance bag.
We can do that.
Yeah. Or like, what about one of those, the tactical, the cocks, the things? Can I strap that to my dance bag?
The tactical cocks?
Yeah, one of them tactical cocks.
You need a strap-on tactical cock.
Yeah, the big black cock or the pink cock or the, there's all different colored.
If it's tactical, it's in multicam.
Oh, okay. Well, can can I strap it onto my dance bag? Can we do that or something? But yeah, so I have no places for patches, and I hate putting them on a wall because it's just like I can't show them off.
Your tactic cock from your dance bag, dangle it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right? They got straps, so you strap on your tactical cock.
Yo, you got straps?
I got straps. So that's all I've got right now. We'll see if we can rig that up for next week, and then I can talk about my
Your tactical strap-on?
tactical dangle strapped up cock. Yeah.
I like that. I'm excited to see your tactical strap on.
What color will it be?
Red, white, and blue. I have a whole pile of cocks.
I know you do.
one's
You're like
from-
hoarding the cocks.
You need to spread the cocks around.
I didn't want to. They were graciously sent to me from our friends over at SOE Gear.
Yeah, Mike's got. You should see his stockpile of cocks.
I have a cock collection.
Box of cocks.
Mm-hmm. I wish he would like turn his camera so everybody could see them,
I
but.
played with his cocks last time I was over there, actually.
Aww. So he'll let anybody play with them.
I never want to let anybody play with my cocks.
He's a cock hoarder.
I am. I'm a cock tease.
All right. Anybody else have any gear?
I just
We have a comment from Alex Costa. Sorry to interrupt, but he says, "I love Erica, and I have beautiful eyes." So shout out to Alex. Alex runs Alex and Ryan Design, makes some awesome holsters as well. So check his stuff out. Free you there, cheapskate.
All right,
Wow.
Brian had something.
Brian, yeah, Brian, you had something?
I just got a knife from Hardcore Hardware out of Australia. They just came
Oh,
out.
very cool.
They just came out with their first folder.
Nice. I spent some time with them at SHOT Show. Those are some good guys.
Yeah, I love their fixed blades. One
I
of my
like their
favorites.
hawks. They get,
Yeah.
they get a nice hawk. Good guys. Oh, Mike, speaking of Australia,
Are we going?
no, but last week...
No! 72 things that'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, last week we were going to give away something, and
Oh,
we were
yeah.
going to give it away someone who
got
gave
it right
a
here.
comment.
Hang on, let me open it again while you give it away. We're doing it right now?
We can do it right now, yeah, since we're talking about Australia.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't see him on Gun Channels tonight. I think he was on there last week. But Joe had a comment. I'll say.
He's on live. He's not on Gun Channels, but he's on live.
Well, there we go. Joe, he gave us a 5-star review on the iTunes. Okay, blokes, 5-star. No, you want me to do it in an Australian accent?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When I sit down for breakfast here in Australia and spread my Vegemite on my toast, I enjoy listening to your show. I wish I could afford the luxury of the gear they talk about and defend myself from the kangaroos and the spiders and the 37 other things that'll kill you. I just added that one up. Well, when we open the occasional Foster's can, I could use it also. If I watch my rugby, I'm down off to put another shrimp on the barbie. Joe. There, that was Joe's comment.
That was
And I think with
excellent.
that comment, I think he should win that knife.
All right, I'm down with that.
So Joe, send us a message on the Facebook or the YouTube, and we'll get your address and send that out to you.
Joe, on the topic of the range things this morning, he said that that's happened several times at the Smith & Wesson range out in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I heard it happen like a week or so ago. Not the first time, won't be the last, unfortunately.
Jada says, or Geta, Mary? Geta? I don't want to mess it
I
up.
always thought it was Geta, but that's because you told me what it was.
All right. Anyway, she says she puts
Mike
her
spelled
patches.
the people
She puts her patches on her coffee mug.
on her coffee mug?
I guess so. Maybe you could just
How?
put
How
a
is
piece,
this?
And
How
put
is this
Velcro on
magic
it,
that
no
she's
biggie.
doing?
just a piece of loop, right? Sticky.
Yeah, just glue the loop on there, and we're good.
It's a good idea. We need crash and burn mugs, Andy.
With your paint speckled mug you've got going on tonight.
Oh, and here's the thing we're giving, Joe. So if you missed out, too bad. What are we giving away tonight, guys? Andy, what are we giving away?
Shit, I don't know.
You're in charge of that
Andy's
shit,
ballpark.
I heard Andy was in charge.
right? You saw the sign?
Andy's also in charge of shipping all of the giveaways, so if you don't get your stuff, just contact Andy.
If you have any problems,
Send me
just
the
contact
address.
Andy.
Or I
Yeah,
can't-
Andy. General Grievous says you're in charge. You're in charge.
Why do you have a Lego General Grievous?
I got my. All right. All right. Enough
Why
Legos. Let's
don't you have one?
Right.
That's a good question.
I think we're on to Glenn, maybe.
Yes, we're on Glenn's Gunsmith Corner. What do you got?
Fluting. I've a couple people I talked to this week. Were, me and Mike spent the better part of Tuesday working on fluting a bolt. And I actually, in my other line of work, had some questions about fluting. So I want to talk about fluting, why we do it, why we don't do it, what are the advantages, disadvantages, and some of the myths involved. Talking about fluting barrels and fluting bolts. Biggest myth I hear, I don't know why people believe this, is a fluted barrel is stronger than an unfluted barrel. That's just patently false. You take anything and you remove steel from it, it becomes weaker. It's stronger than a barrel that's the same weight as it. So if you made a skinny barrel and then you made a heavy barrel and you cut enough flutes out of it so they weighed the same, the heavier barrel that was fluted would be stronger. And that's because it has a wider diameter. Just kind of like an I-beam. If you had an I-beam and you had a steel rod that was the same diameter as an I-beam, that rod would be stronger than an I-beam. But we don't use giant steel rods because they're too heavy. So that's one of the biggest myths I hear. As far as disadvantages, there's not a whole lot of disadvantages other than maybe the cost of doing it to your gun. If the fluting is done right to the right kind of barrel, it's not going to cause you to lose accuracy. It's not going to cause all kinds of crazy questions. I've heard people say that it causes barrels to bend. I've heard all kinds of stuff like that. But if you do it to a good quality barrel and you do it right, you don't do it too deep, you won't have any of those problems. The reasons we do it, number one reason, because it looks cool. Some people will tell you all kinds of different reasons, but the number one reason anybody puts fluting on a bolt or a barrel is it looks cool. You'll have people that have fluted barrels will say, well, my barrel cools faster, or my barrel's lighter, and all these things. Yeah, your barrel's lighter. Your barrel is probably, Mike, you fluted the barrel on your 300. How much lighter is that gun?
Not.
Yeah, maybe 6 ounces.
Yeah, it's certainly not enough, not noticeable in the full weight of that gun.
Yeah, it's probably maybe 6 ounces, maybe 8 ounces on a 26-inch barrel gun.
Yeah, but it looks fucking badass.
Exactly, it looks super cool. So unless you're taking a big, giant 2-inch like M24 contour barrel and you're fluting it really deeply and spiraled, so you're taking tons of metal out of it, it's not going to lose enough metal to really cut in a lot of weight. If you look at mountain rifles, ultralight rifles, they never have super fluted barrels. They have skinny barrels that might have flutes on them for look. But they do. So if another one people will tell you is that a fluted barrel cools faster because it has more surface area.
Marginally.
This is one of those things that's technically true, but we're talking about such a small gain to have it's not cooling fast enough to really make up the difference. We're talking about the difference between cooling down in 20 minutes to 19 minutes. We're not talking about a drastic change in cool down. So really for barrels, there's again, it's the way it looks. When you get to bolts, there is obviously the look thing, and that's probably the number one reason anybody does it. Number two, which is actually a legitimate thing in a bolt-action rifle, is it provides a space in the action for dirt, grit, and that kind of stuff to work into so that it doesn't slow your bolt down. If you're going to run a bolt hard in a bad weather, it actually provides kind of a clearance for dirt and grit, and keep your bolt running a lot longer. So there is legitimate use on bolts, but then again, if you flute a bolt too deep, it'll get It'll get not as sturdy, and you can lose some accuracy. But overall, number one reason we flute is because it looks really, really cool. And if you want to see a cool bolt,
basically you're just a ricer with a gun.
True.
Exactly. Flames
Like you
make
just
it go
put a
faster.
giant wing on your gun.
Yeah. Yeah, fluting it's all about style points. That being said, me and Mike fluted a bolt up, and it's awesome, and we're probably going to flute every bolt we build for ourselves forever because it's how cool it looks.
It looks cool, and we're just going to try doing it with different tools, different angles.
I do like it. I'm not hating on it. I just think I compare a lot of stuff to the car industry.
Oh no, that's exactly what it is. It's putting a racing stripe down the hood of your car.
I mean,
it
have you
makes the
seen
gun
my car?
Yeah. But I mean, and you can get spiral flutes, straight flutes, you can get dimples, you can get all kinds of crazy stuff, so you can kind of make that gun your own, which is what a lot of people like about it.
Can you speak briefly on like the dimples I did on Project Lock 43 or dimpled barrels in general?
So dimple barrels, I know when you did that, a lot of people commented your barrel. Oh my God, your barrel's gonna blow up. Your barrel's gonna blow up.
It didn't blow up.
Didn't blow up. I fired the gun. It actually shoots really nice. But barrels. When you dimple something or when you flute it, you are removing metal, and it can get weaker.
Well, let's be honest here to interrupt you really quick.
Mhm.
Both fluting and the dimpling, we're talking 20 thousandths of an inch here.
Oh yeah, 20,000. So you're talking if you have one on both sides opposite each other, you're looking at 40 thousandths of an inch of metal removed.
Right.
It's not a lot of depth. We have enough. There's more than enough metal. Especially most of your fluting doesn't start till 6-8 inches down the barrel of a gun. Not so much in a handgun, but even in a handgun, you're talking about much lower pressures. But on a rifle barrel, it starts 6-8 inches down the barrel, where pressure is a tenth to less of what it is at the chamber. And that's why we can get away with a skinny muzzle versus a thicker end where the chamber is. But as long as you stay within your normal 20 thousandths, you're not going to have a problem. On that Glock, you shaved a little off the top of the chamber area too, and it's still, you have plenty of metal.
How about the triangle barrel from like the Remington 700s that they offer?
So I think they call that their VTR barrel.
Yeah.
That barrel, it basically accomplishes the same things as a fluted barrel. What determines how stiff it is what the diameter would be. It's called the moment of inertia, is actually what, if you wanted to get technical into how you would calculate it, but it's the moment of inertia. And the farther two sides are away from each other, you have a larger moment of inertia. So it operates pretty much like a fluted barrel with their own kind of spin on it. They're cool. I know that those guns they have a kind of a pricey price tag that goes with them. I would go with a standard fluted barrel before I went with them. I think they don't look that good personally.
So I should sell mine?
Does it shoot well?
I don't know. I haven't shot it enough yet.
If it shoots well, keep it.
I actually got it for my daughter to hunt deer because it was lighter than the other ones. That was the main reason I got it.
Yeah, that one does cut more weight out than a flutes traditionally do. So, I mean, it's definitely better than an equivalently weighted barrel.
Two. Erica's going to Wegmans tomorrow.
For
I need to
Vegemite?
find this Vegemite.
Did you figure out what it's made out of yet? Vegan?
I thought it
Yeah.
was made of yeast.
Yeast,
Fermented yeast. Isn't
salt, B12. You can apparently make moonshine. Bathtub, Vegemite, moonshine.
If people who were on gun channels, they could follow this discussion. You can go over to gun
But
channels.
you have to put the butter on the bread with the Vegemite.
Head over to gunchannels.com/crashandburn and join our chat because we're talking
I'm getting a
about
lesson
dynamite.
in Vegemite. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So it's like yeast paste?
Yes, it's black. It's like tar.
It's black?
Ew.
What does it taste like?
Salt.
I think it's just really
Salty.
salty. Yeah.
We're doing Vegemite Saturday night.
Yeah.
You figure out something we're giving away yet?
No.
But you were at the shop today. You could look up all kinds of stuff.
I got a hat and a shirt you can give away.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Brian to the rescue.
All right. What do they got to do, Andy?
Why is it always me? All right.
He's in charge.
I'll think about it.
Did you see the sign I made?
I did.
Do I need to make another? Hang on.
No, I saw the sign.
I think we need to make T-shirts.
No.
Yeah.
Gary, Mike,
Andy is in charge T-shirts.
No, we're all going to get T-shirts that say Andy's in charge, and Andy gets one that says I'm in charge.
Mike and said, or that Jonna says it's gross.
Oh. I want to try it though. It's in a song. It's in the song.
It's in a song?
Yeah, you know the Men at Work song. In a land down under. Yeah, not the safety dance.
Oh no. Yeah, land down under.
Yeah, that one. It's literally playing in my head now. It doesn't. It's just
Alex
that song
Costa,
is
stop
on
sending
repeat.
messages. I'm trying to make a sign.
All right. Any other questions for Glenn?
What's that? Did anybody need to know anything?
No.
Can't see it. Oh, there you go.
If you need to know anything, guys, this is what you gotta look at.
He's in charge.
He's in charge. So, if I had a way to wear my phone around my neck, I needed to wear this.
You should just set your phone to auto text that back every time someone texts you.
Andy is in charge.
All right, Andy, what do they have to do to win the hat and the shirt?
I don't know. We'll get to that later.
Oh, we're coming back to it.
How about a comment on our?
Well, why don't you have them?
Follow on gun channels.
Leah, why don't you
Ooh, I like
post
that.
something up on post. Let's just do a simple one. So Leah, post a picture of one of Brian's knives, and link it to his Facebooker's website or just his Facebook, and say they got to like Crash and Burn and they got to like Forsaken Bladeworks and comment, and they can win. What do you got, Brian? A hat?
Yeah, camo hat and shirt.
Camo hat and a shirt from Forsaken Bladeworks, and we'll go ahead and throw in some Crash and Burn stickers as well.
So I'm posting this on Facebook. Like it on Facebook. Comment on Facebook. Like us. Like Forsaken Bladeworks.
Yes.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Are you
It's already done.
Are you
It's already
posting
done.
as Crash and Burn? You did it. Okay, look at
Yes.
you. Look at that. You know how to use the Facebook.
I do.
I don't. Are we still doing Meerkat?
Oh,
Muskrat?
Muskrat?
Or Muskrat? Yeah, was it Muskrat?
I don't. I have it set up. We just haven't done it yet.
We haven't had a reason to. I think the
That was
first
Periscope.
feats of man.
Yeah, we need to do our first Feats of Man. Speaking of Feats of Man, while we're rambling on here, we have secured, I have the email for you to contact him tomorrow, Erica. We have secured ruforscuba.com.
What?
We have
Oh yeah,
secured
that happened today.
a scuba excursion for the whole Crash and Burn team into the pool at the YMCA.
Shut up! That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we got to get a bunch of GoPros, and they're going to teach us how to scuba in a pool.
Oh, I'm gonna freak out. This is gonna be so much fun. You need to
I guess.
meerkat this.
We all have to get a blow-up shark or duck that goes around your waist. Also, everyone.
Okay. And I want to. I need a life-proof case for my phone, because if we're gonna meerkat it,
Periscope.
yeah, Periscope it. You put it on. Anyways, you guys are listening. Go follow us on Periscope, because the only person following the Crash and Burn Periscope is Andy.
You told me not to make a personal one, Mike.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
would have made one.
Yeah, I mean, it just links to your Twitter. All you do is sign in as Twitter.
We got to get for our scuba diving excursion. We got to get those. You ever seen the little sharks on like the handle? Little grabber sharks.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yes, love
We got to get
those.
those and try to attack each other with them.
That is a great idea.
It is good.
But Ari can actually fill us on what we're probably going to get our first Feats of Man's going to end up being.
That.
I'm really excited about this. Well, this wasn't just my idea. We were sitting around the round table, as I call it now.
But you made it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys.
So,
We forever have to go to restaurants with giant round tables.
Yeah.
yes, and lots of liquor in us.
Not done for that, and we talk about a lot of it. What's Hawaii posted Vegemite commercial? Happy little Vegemites.
What?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch this.
And then we'll talk
Go
about
ahead.
Feats of Man?
No,
keep talking. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let him get ready. But so yeah, for the first Feats of Man, we all know how manly ballet is. So the 3 men are going to come to my intermediate ballet class, not this Monday, but the following Monday, and they are going to give it their all and see if they can keep up with my girls. And whoever does the best, we'll Periscope it, I think, and we're going to video it, so we'll have it up on our YouTube channel, and then maybe we'll vote on it. Should we decide? I think Leah's going to videotape this shindig, so we'll all be there. I teach the class, and then we'll decide who does the best.
I think we should have a viewer choice award.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm gonna win because I was the best.
I think Leah also said she might be making like custom tutus for you guys.
I would like to, although I feel like I'm gonna have to do some measuring, guys.
I think I'm going to use a lot more tulle than Andy will for my tutu.
Well, I made a tutu for a 4-year-old this past week, and
Wear that
that
one.
was 6 yards of tulle.
Holy shit.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Glenn, I could machine billet tutus.
Billet tutu.
It might be heavy, but
Yeah.
I would do it. You know.
We could do aluminum billet too. We gotta have forged though. You don't want that inferior billet.
Oh yeah. What is it? We got to have 70-75 billet tutus over 60-61.
All right, back on track. We got to get to our next topic here.
All right.
We've never been on track.
Yeah. Anyways, let's watch this Vegemite video.
Back on topic.
All right, here you go. Check it out. Vegemite. Wait, let me turn the music on because it's probably epic. Ready?
What is this from?
For those who are watching, this is in black and white. Really not widescreen.
I feel like Danny Kaye's going to pop out.
It's creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's a bunch of little kids.
In like marching band uniforms
Yeah.
with giant V's on their foreheads.
Apparently, this is a classic ad. I'm gonna send this to my friend Dan.
Dirty Dan?
No.
No.
Awesome Dan.
Vegemite, the delicious.
Oh,
Oh, is that what it looks like?
Black tar.
How is that good?
Is it like Nutella or something?
No, it's salt.
No.
See, I thought it was like Nutella.
No, it's like fish paste.
Mm.
You know, like Asian, like fermented fish paste. It's like that.
On toast?
why?
Apparently, they don't have a lot of nutrients in Australia. I don't know.
Extra fish paste nutrients.
Mmm.
There's no nutrients in the whole country of Australia.
Is that why Dan is so tall? Did he eat like a lot of this and he just like sprouted up?
A lot of Vegemites.
Vegemite?
So yeah. So now that we've got that out of our system, Andy, tell us about medical and prepping.
Okay, we'll skip to me. I was going to talk about less than lethal options that we can have and what other people have. I think one of the most common less than lethal things that we use is flashlight, weapon lights, disorient, either if it's on your weapon base or if it's hand based. I think most people other than a firearm or a knife, they're carrying a flashlight. Next thing on my list are tasers. The police lately have been in the news, some taser incidents, and they don't make you poop. Just want to put that out there. The taser doesn't make you poop.
I don't believe you.
Well, we're gonna hopefully
find out.
we will put that to the
I'm wearing
test.
a diaper.
Another very common one is pepper spray, mace, any chemical agent. Civilians can use those. The police use those. Getting into some a little more extraordinary or more rare things. Have you guys seen the X12 taser round for 12 gauge?
I did say it looked like a flying angry wasp.
Yeah.
How does it tase?
It's got 2 barbs in it, and it just flies through the air and sticks you.
Connects back to the shotgun is where the power source is?
No, it's all internal. They're separate internal rounds, so you can just like pump the rounds out.
Oh.
Yeah, they're basically little flying 12-gauge tasers.
Yeah.
Oh, with
Of
like
death.
a battery built into the 12 gauge part?
Yep. Battery built into the round.
Capacitated or something? Wow.
The next one I have are rubber bullets. You don't see those used, the rubber bullets used in at least the U.S. enough, I think. In our riot gear, we mostly have, they use the chemical agents to disperse. You can really get fucked up with those things, though.
Rubber bullets?
Yeah, rubber bullets.
Oh, they can still kill you.
Oh, yeah. Also, the 12-gauge beanbag. We do have a lot of those in
I
use.
think they use a lot of them, right?
I've seen there's a ton of cool videos on guys getting hit with those.
That'll break ribs and shit.
Oh yeah. Guy was holding and they're pretty accurate too. They're not bad. The guy was holding a knife, and one of the cops shot his hand. Like he was aiming for the knife, and you can just see his hand just like crack.
Oh wow.
They have new fin stabilized rounds for shotguns. It's a rubber tip stabilized, so they are getting a little bit more accurate. They got the 40 millimeter foam batons. Glenn, I don't know if you guys had those at all.
We had those, and we had what did they call them? Foam ball rounds, which were basically like buckshot but made of foam.
Yeah.
Or the 203 grenade launchers.
Yeah, out of the 203s.
Yeah. And the Mark 32 revolver one too.
Some of the more unusual stuff that they're experimenting with is the sticky foam spray. They've had some success with it, but they've also had a lot of problems with with them sticking themselves and the good guy.
Wait, explain the sticky foam spray.
Sounds like they have a club.
Exactly, it's a foam spray that's supposed to incapacitate the person so they can't move.
That's like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Well, it gets more sci-fi though. They have the sonic. What's that, Mike?
Get some of that?
Can we? We don't want the sticky foam. No, we want the other stuff.
All right.
They have sonic devices, and that
Like a
basically,
brown note?
yeah, they can use the high pitch, like my head hurts kind of thing, or they can use the low pitch where it makes your stomach like just so upset you just start puking, and it's very directional. Those are kind of cool. Then they have the really cool stuff is like the ADS works, the active denial system, which uses it's basically it's a microwave on top of a vehicle. It's an open air microwave, and it projects a focus beam of electromagnetic radiation right to your target, and it just kind of burns you. It's like 130 degrees. It starts inside you. That'll push you away. But you just move over a foot and it kind of goes away. So it really pushes people away.
I've read about that one. They actually deployed a couple of those to Afghanistan to try them out in protecting the air bases.
Yes, they did. There's some people who don't like it because they say it's cruel and unusual. I don't know. Just move a foot away. Just get the fuck away from it and you won't feel it.
Better than being shot.
Yes.
And the one reason that I did, I wanted to look into some of these less than lethal is this stupid yellow ball that they're putting on the end of Glocks now. Have you guys seen that?
No.
No, what is this?
Basically, If I can get the video here. I got a video of it. It's a cap that goes on top of your pistol, and it has a catcher for the round, and it's it shoots out. How do I?
Oh, I think I did see this thing.
I'm gonna screen share this right here. Bam. All right.
Top of the weapon. There's no obstruction to the sight picture for the operator, and there's no obstruction to the functionality of the weapon or the rail system.
So they show in this video.
Oh, I did see that. People are making fun of that crap everywhere.
Inside the alloy projectile with no chance of escape.
Wait, so this ball catches the bullet, and then the ball
goes
hits
flying? You. Yeah.
Okay, so the idea is that my first shot is less lethal.
Yeah, they show like a guy coming with a knife, and you say stop, 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 and then you have time to put this onto your firearm and shoot him with a ball, and then still be able to take shots afterwards.
Except for they train a lot of people to take 2 shots for muscle memory for double
Here's the
shots.
simulation. The simulation was great.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Don't shoot the lady.
Is this
So a guy comes out with a gun, and he shoots the guy with a gun. Now a guy's coming at him with a knife. He's like 20 feet away.
Oh, I better put another one on.
He puts his less lethal on, and he got him.
Okay. So he puts his hand over his muzzle.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I see a few problems with this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, gun channels people, how do I get more badges? I want more badges.
I got a badge by logging in the other day.
I got 2 of the same badge. I don't know how I got 2 of the same badge.
I had those 2 as well.
I tried to go leave Andy a 5-star review, but I don't know how to leave him a review.
So the last one I had, less lethal, is you can pee yourself.
What?
You pee yourself. Isn't that what they say? If you're being raped, pee yourself and they'll stop.
Oh, that's true. I don't like raping while with pee.
No, I'm not gonna rape someone who's peeing.
Right?
So that's the line you draw.
That's just gross. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just pee myself next time. Okay. How that?
Next time Andy comes after you, Glenn?
Yeah, it's the next time he corners me in the shot.
Did I miss any? Anybody have a favorite less than lethal?
I kind of like the giant microwave.
Yeah, it's good for a fixed
I like
position,
the
I think.
burning.
I like the brown note.
Beanbag videos are my favorite.
Bags are awesome.
Could we get some beanbag rounds and play cornhole with it?
We can make body armor that has holes in it.
We could do brew bag. We've got one of those boards, Mike.
Right, but with beanbag rounds.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We've got the board already. We've got the brew bag.
Glenn and I are actually going to be putting together a Crash and Burn unboxing video this weekend, so stay tuned for that.
What are you, a 12-year-old kid?
You are, yes.
How do I stop sharing my screen, Mike?
I'm going to turn you off, that's why. Stop presenting.
There we go. All right, that's what I got.
Leah's got a cool article. I want to hear about this.
All right, Leah, tell us about your article.
Where'd you go?
Good job, Leah. Glenn's frozen. All right, well, while we're waiting for them to come back, I'd like to take this time to thank a few of our sponsors. We'd like to thank keybar.us, Cantu Bruner Designs, who makes these awesome, awesome pens. I believe he's just CantuBrunerDesigns.com. And 1776 United, who makes some awesome clothing like this dope hat that I'm wearing right now. Check those guys out. Leah will post their information shortly here. But now that we have him back, Leah, tell us about your news article.
So have you guys seen these hoverboard things? They're not actually hoverboards. You don't actually hover. It's 1 or 2 wheels, and they are you drive them and you steer them with the weight of your body, kind of like a Segway.
I have not seen them.
Okay, well, I was at school the other day, and there's a kid riding one around campus, like he's been riding one of these things for his entire life, and no one should think anything of this kid riding this thing around campus. Kind of like people did with Segways, when Segways were going to be the new way that we walked. But I was reading online today that apparently these hoverboards are going to be the next big thing. Walmart ordered a buttload of them for the holiday season. I guess they cost between $300 and $500, for the most part. But the funny thing that I found was that the nicest, the most popular one that they saw on Amazon, the highest speed that it goes is 6 miles per hour, which is basically the speed of like a brisk walk. So these things that, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's like, Erica, you were saying, the wheelie sneakers.
Yeah.
How fast does a
Hated
regular
those.
Segway go?
How fast does a regular Segway go? I don't have any idea. But Segway is suing the company, one of the companies that makes these things, for stealing their technology, essentially.
Wow.
12.5 miles an hour.
I was gonna say the internet says 12.5 miles an hour for a Segway. So
They doubled
a
the speed.
slight jog.
How fast does a barstool racer go?
35.
All right. Well, so when I get my barstool racer, fuck y'all.
Yeah, so it just seems Wiz Khalifa was arrested for trying to go through airport security on one.
Wait,
What?
Yes. Yeah.
did he take his shoes off and just get back on to the little hoverboard?
Yeah, this article is saying that like that's how people like started noticing them, because Wiz Khalifa and Justin Bieber are into them. So obviously we should all go out and get one, because they make good life choices.
Yeah, no, that's just an ad not to get one. And either of
Right.
those, you should be like, what are they doing? I'm going to do the exact opposite. Nailed it.
Yep. So, yeah, that's my news. So keep an eye out for ridiculous-looking people wearing these things. And Mike, you'll be happy to know they do recommend that you wear a helmet when you ride them.
I don't want to get hurt, you know.
At your 6 miles per hour.
6 miles per hour. I don't want to fall off and scrape a knee.
You gotta get the wrist guards.
Oh yeah, like the ones when you used to rollerblade or skateboard as a young lad.
Hey, feats of man, let's go rollerblading.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Where would you?
See
I
the
don't know, where'd you
hospital in our
buy one?
future.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we do ballet class on rollerblades?
No. No. You can't even do ballet class in your socks. You will break your legs.
All of the legs?
All of the legs. The floor in there is super slippery.
Speaking of, what are we supposed to wear to ballet class?
Tights.
Well, normally, yes, people do wear tights. If you don't want to wear tights, you don't have to. You can wear, like, guys can wear, like, your gym shorts and stuff. Nothing too baggy, because the point is to be able to see where your placement of your limbs and stuff are, where your form's at and stuff. So I think you should all wear, like, wife beaters or something. That'll be fun.
I'm really excited to see the placement of all of your guys' limbs in tights.
Yes.
It's Karen.
I want to go into Tech Corner a little bit real quick, because right before I left work, I finally wanted to talk about that Apple updated their operating system again yesterday. So for those of you guys out there who have Apple laptops or desktops, go out and you can now get the latest El Capitan version of their OS. So I installed it. Everything seems cool. Seems to work fast. And there's a cool article out on The Verge right now that's talking about sort of what's cool about it. It's basically what they've been doing for everything is really combining the experience of the iPad and the desktop or / laptop with the phone and everything sort of this homogeneous system. So I think it's pretty cool. No problem so far. So get out there, upgrade, and if you guys have any tech questions for us for next week, send some in as well, and we can answer those. Oh.
Have you noticed anything different yet with yours upgrades?
No,
I haven't changed mine yet.
No, not anything bad for sure. Everything ran fine. I edited that video still with no problems. You know, there's you can pin tabs in Safari, and there's some other small things. That seems pretty cool. We'll see. I'll have to keep playing with it. I guess you can do maps right in the program now, like it's a desktop program. It's kind of cool, but I still use Waze because you get points and you know, mark problems and stuff like that. Yeah, badges. Definitely get badges. I'm like high up in Waze. Don't hate. You're just peanut butter
you have
and
like
jealous.
A sword and stuff, don't you?
I do.
I am jealous. I want the sword.
Yeah. So that's Tech Corner. I'd like to kind of change up Tech Corner a little bit, other than us just kind of, you know, talk briefly about some cool stuff like that. But we'd like to start taking some questions. So any of you gun guys and people that we know, you guys got a tech question that you'd like myself or Mr. Andy to answer because we're big geeks, send them in early or get them in on the beginning of the show. We can do a little bit of that, but yeah, so that's all I got for tech tonight. Andy, you got anything cool that's come up you've been following?
Yeah, there's a little thing going on in Syria. I don't know if anybody's aware of what's going on over there, but it's pretty fucked up, and people are leaving. And I've just got information that Buffalo, New York, Erie County, is preparing to receive at least 300 Syrian refugees. And Homeland's getting kind of pissed because there's no way for them to vet 300 refugees coming into our country. We don't know who they are, or they said they don't have time to vet these people. And yes, these people need somewhere to go, but I think they're kind of jumping the gun a little bit here, taking 300 in the Buffalo area without proper background checks on them. I mean, that's according to this article from the Time Warner News. It's a reputable news.
How did that happen? How did they just allow, like, oh, here, we're going to just take some people in?
Well,
but
the State Department
Homeland's like,
They figure Buffalo is better than Syria. I'll beg to differ on some of that.
Some of those neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
I mean, Syria was a relatively, well-running country before everything started. Don't they? Well, I guess they are in a civil war right now. They probably don't have, like, a DMV that we can go to.
Probably the DMV is the only thing still working there.
Yeah. And have you guys seen some of the pictures of the refugees coming out? Like,
they're heartbreaking. They're awful.
Yeah, but then you see some. All of a sudden, there's like this huge bodybuilder right out of the Special Forces ISIS dudes right in line with them.
Yeah. I've
Terrible.
seen that, but then there's a lot of these. Like the thing that struck me when I was reading about a lot of these people is like, you think refugees, you're thinking like some poor farmer that ran off his land by like the militia or whatever. But like a lot of these people are like doctors and engineers and like educated people that just like the country went to crap.
Right.
And like Leah was saying, like Syria used to be a like we'd go there for vacation kind of place, and now it's one of the armpits of the world. So that kind of shows you how quick it can go left.
Yeah.
And is this all happening because of what happened? Was it yesterday? Yesterday was Wednesday?
No.
Or is this like just hand in hand with the whole thing that happened with, Obama saying, no, we're not going to, pump up the Syrian president, and then Putin coming in and saying, no, yeah, we are, and then he was basically Putin said to us, get out of our airspace because we're coming in, and they started dropping a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Oh,
is that it in a nutshell?
It was even better than that. A Russian general walked into the embassy in Baghdad, which they could have had any Russian walk into any embassy in the world, but they chose the one in Baghdad, which is a big FU to America, and said, "Stop flying in Syria. We're bombing the place in an hour." And like just kind of handed a note and walked out.
Yeah.
And then they bombed the troops that we have been training.
Yeah.
Yep.
U.S. has been training. Yep.
Oh yeah. John McCain was on the radio earlier talking about it. He's like, "Yep, 100%. The Russians are bombing the troops we trained."
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
And and we didn't say or do anything to Russia.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm like. What? So we've basically just rolled over and took it,
I mean, you've seen him
right?
without a
I mean,
shirt
that's
on.
what it
Right
can
now?
happen.
I mean, since he's been president, he's been drawing lines in the sand, hasn't he? Here's another line. Oh, okay, then here's another line.
No,
Yeah, no, I this
But
is all
I'm
kind of like
not psyched for 300 refugees to come to be my neighbor. Not psyched.
no, I'm
Yes.
not psyched about that. I'm not psyched about that he's just basically rolling over. I mean, Russia basically came in and was like, "You're kind of a wussy, and I'm gonna walk all over you and do whatever I want." And it's kind of felt like we were like, "Oh, all right."
I'll pee my pants so you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Please don't rape me.
Oh,
Putin.
look, here's a school shooting. Let's cover that. And while that's heartbreaking and awful, I kind of feel like this other thing might outweigh it just a little bit.
Oh yeah,
No?
being bitch slapped by Russia is probably a pretty big deal.
Yeah. But maybe I don't know. Maybe it's too much of the seriousness.
What does
So
Brian
maybe-
have to say about it?
I feel your sentiment. They're of age. They should stay and fight.
They should fight.
Yep. Mike, you with us?
I'm with you. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I've been following it, but like, I don't know what to think. Basically, like we're always being directed towards following a different thing in the media, so it's hard to get any good, legitimate information.
Yeah, that's my point with this. Like, we all know what's going on in this school shooting. None of us know really what's going on, over in Syria, where this is a big deal, I mean, it's not that we're not smart. It's not that we can't understand it, but I just feel like we keep, like, look, shiny object over here instead. I'm not trying to be like a conspiracy theorist or like that this was planted and they purposely did this, but it's just like the media's like, no, look at this instead. This is, you guys can relate to this.
Here's your shiny
This
new
will get us
toy.
ratings. Yeah. So, my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree.
They just better watch out who they let in.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, let's do something happy. We've got this week's YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You guys are going to get all excited. Hang on, there's an ad playing, so I'm not going to show you the screen until the ad's done playing.
Is this the one we talked about the other day, Mike?
I forgot what one that was, so this is the one that caught my eye recently.
It was not the Men Without Hats or whatever, the cover song.
Alright, I have 2 YouTube videos to play. Let's see if I can find that. Yes. Alright, I've got that queued up as well.
Have to.
So, alright, hang on one sec. Here's this one.
Looks like you're talking to no one.
Here's my screen.
Where is it?
You guys see that?
Yep.
Alright, so here you go.
And while there, maybe they'll tweet us their fan photo, BB. Now's the time, fans. Get on the Twitter with a hashtag of the whole thing, AZ-Strong-Fan, and you might see your fan photo at a Diamondback TV broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
It's a bunch of girls at a baseball game, I think.
Look at the one on the right.
Do you have to make faces when you take selfies?
Wait, one more now.
Oh, there
Better angle.
The commentary is the best.
Oh, check it. Did that come out okay?
That's the best one of the 300 pictures I've taken of myself today.
Every girl in the picture is locked into her phone.
8 girls doing selfies with
every single one.
Dogs in their face.
In. Welcome to parenting in 2015. They're all just completely transfixed by the technology. David Peralta. Oh, hold on. I'd take a selfie with the hot dog. Churro.
Get that foot long next to your face. Like they've never had that before.
Right? I don't want to see baseball.
Picture your thumb last week. That was good.
There is the one
Isn't
girl
it
on
a
the bottom
sorority.
her ice cream.
I don't know. It looks like a sorority or something.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing.
You know, the beauty of baseball is you can sit next to your neighbor and have a conversation, or you can just completely ignore them. All right. Knocks it into center. David tonight 2 for 2, a leadoff single here in the fourth. And nobody knows.
Oh, I was hoping they were going to get hit by it.
Nobody.
No, nobody even noticed.
Help.
They're dressed well for the game, though.
Yeah. We need
They're
to.
all very pretty.
How about if we
Well,
sit
I don't know about that one on the left.
all the phones? You're not getting them back to the end of the game.
Look, I took a picture of your hot dog.
Why is it so funny that she took a picture of the hot dog?
I don't know. So there's that.
Oh.
All right, Glenn.
Now this is the
Shop shoes.
Oh, this is an ad right now, so bear with us.
Ad for a Nissan?
Yeah.
It makes me feel.
All right, this is the greatest song ever written
I love this song.
by a YouTube user, 331eRock. But this is the best rendition of it ever.
So describe that dude for us.
So it's this dude. He's got long black hair, brown hair, super pasty white.
Pretty good lip ring there too.
Yeah. But he is totally killing this song right now. I love it.
Flat black axe.
Yeah, jet black.
No one's going to mention the Iron Maiden t-shirt?
I did.
Or his like rack of more guitars in the background.
How many hits does this have, Mike? It's really into the song.
So yeah, that's fantastic.
That was fantastic. I loved it.
It is awesome. So that brings us to the end of our lovely show. I need to go get some sleep. I'm sick and I have the flu or something or other. So what's everybody got going on this weekend?
I'm going to Georgia.
Yeah, what are we doing, Mike? That's
No,
a
I'm not
great
going to
question.
Albany. No, I'm not going to Albany. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we were originally planning to get in the car tomorrow morning and drive down to the Iraqi veteran event, and shout out to those guys. But there's a hurricane coming, and I don't want to get stuck in Georgia, and it's all 16 hours each way, so we're going to have to pull out of that one.
It is a long drive.
It is a long drive, but the potential is there. We may end up going to Albany on Saturday. We'll see. If not, we are going to go out Saturday night, and we're going to do some filming and periscoping, so make sure you head over to Periscope. I'm going to make sure to get the link over to Leah so she can post it up there. Follow us on Periscope because we'll finally put some cool stuff up this weekend. And yeah, so I'm sure no matter where we are this weekend, we're going to be periscoping. So check it out. We got work tomorrow. I got to finish working on some safe mods and stuff at work, and yeah, what's about it? What everybody else got going on tomorrow? Work.
Just work.
I have the day off tomorrow.
Leah just realized she has the day off.
I have to meet. I have one meeting with some cool guys, and then I get the whole day off.
No, I gotta work. I gotta get in touch with Mike over at X8 Tactical. He gave me a new knife, and I gotta get some training on how to actually use it. So I gotta talk to him this weekend about doing some of that.
Cool.
I got stickers to cut.
All right, Leah, I just sent you the link for Periscope.
I don't know, but I just want to mention William April is coming in October 17th to our area, and if you're in the upstate New York area, head over to MDTS's site and register for that class, the Unthinkable class.
Very cool. One of your huge fans, Erica, is upset that you didn't have anything that grind your gears this week.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything. Yeah, I honestly didn't have anything that bugged me.
Happy day.
I didn't want to make anything up. And then I was really bummed out with everything that went on in the news and locally here and all that kind of stuff. So I felt like it was kind of petty to be like complaining about something like, I don't know, the street people who can't seem to paint straight lines on the highway or something like that. So sorry, I'm really sorry. I'll probably have something for next week.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Mike,
so
where are you? Jeez, squirrel.
it just popped up a thing that said it was going to end our broadcast if we keep using content we're not allowed to use. It's public content. It's YouTube. Interesting. Interesting. You're gonna have to read about that for sure. Anyways, yeah. So once again, follow Crash and Burn on Twitter at Crash and Burn TV. Follow us on the rest of us on Instagram. I'm at Mike Santola, at Andy Dickinson. Follow Brian at Forsaken Bladeworks. Check out his stuff as well. Follow Erica at Erica Santola. Did I already do you? I did you. Follow Glenn and Leah at G Rifleworks and at Brown Loves Black. And get a hold of us on the Facebook, like our page, subscribe to YouTube. Check out our new Periscope account and follow us there because you'll see some cool stuff coming up on that. We also need people to still sign up on Spreaker and follow us on Spreaker. We plan on submitting the show to iHeartRadio as well, so that should be pretty fun. I'm excited to hopefully get on something big like that. Thank you again to our great sponsors, Keybar, Keybar.us, 1776 United, and Cantu-Brunner Designs. Check those guys out for some awesome stuff. They've supported a lot of the stuff I do, and they were great to come on and support the show that we're doing, so thank you very much to them. Next week's show, next Thursday, will be live again at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with our good friend of ours, Mark Petagrassa, who's a stuntman extraordinaire. He's had a chance to be on Gotham and a bunch of cool shows, but he is now an awesome, awesome stuntman. So we're very excited for that, and that's about it. Anybody else got anything to add?
No, I think that's it.
No, just have a good night.
I was really going to let this safety dance thing play us out, but that YouTube thing scares me now.
Just keep swimming.
It probably just detected it as safety dance or something, you know?
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. I'll load up my other music again. So
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me on. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank you so much.
Well, what's the best way to get a hold of you for viewers?
Email or direct message me on Instagram. That's fine.
When are we picking that winner?
We're gonna pick the winner probably before next show, I would think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you'll just get the info over, right?
Yeah, I'll do a random number for that one, and then I'll let Brian know.
Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks a lot very much. I appreciate
All right,
all
thanks,
the
guys.
help.
We will catch you guys all next week, 9:15 Eastern, next Thursday, October 8th, and for our next show. And check us out everywhere else, and we'll see you guys out on the internet. Bye.
Good night.
Just
Good night.
swimming. Just keep swimming.